I wanted to spend today going over using turtle to escape side control and kind of what your follow-up thoughts should be, because we did that for a while last Thursday, so kind of my reaction, my reaction is going to be different depending on whether or not I turtle away or towards my opponent, okay? So, because my threats are different. So if I come up in here and start turtling away from Jan's instinct is going to be to go to my back. Because I'm offering him his back, he has fairly easy access to hooks, so that's going to be his natural instinct, is to go for my back if I turtle away. If I turtle towards Jan, in this situation, his instinct is going to be more going for the front head. Because all he has to do is just change, exactly. All he has to do is just basically change one grip, and he's in the front headlock, okay? So when you're using turtle, you want to keep that in mind. If you're turtling into your opponent, the major danger is going to be the front headlock. If you turtle away, you need to worry about him taking your back. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to spend today working on if we turtle into our opponent and how we can block and handle the front headlock when he starts going for it, okay? So first, just the basic way to be able to just get a turtle into your opponent in the first place. First of all, if we're in this is kind of the worst case scenario. If he gets a really tight grip and like push his head down and everything, it's going to be hard for me to get frames here. So what I need to make him do is to, and this is why we do that warm up, we need to make this an unstable position for him, because that's going to give us space to get our frames in, okay? So one of the first sort of go-to for me is I like to bring my legs up here to his hips. This serves two purposes. One, it's going to be hard for him to get a neo-stomach now, because my hips are in the way. And the other one is I'm loading my hips, because my next movement is going to be to throw my hips this way, and that's going to jolt him this way and make him post. And as you see, I get a lot of space now. Now I can get my frames in. Okay? Get my first frame in. Now I get this frame in. Okay? Now, if I want to turtle into him, this is going to be my primary frame. The frame on his hips. Okay? This one is the one I'm going to need to be able to slide in. So what I'm going to do is basically pummel my hand here to the inside. Straighten out a bit with my hips. Pull this elbow in. And now I'm in turtle. Okay? And I want to start let's practice that a bit, just getting into turtle from the side control in the first place, okay? So I'll show that one more time. But the very first thing, and I've said this 1,000 times, I'm going to say it until the day I die. The whole point, the art of escaping a pin is you need to make this a dynamic situation, okay? His goal in a pin is to make this as static and unmoving as possible. And the way for me to create a disturbance in his pin is to create motion and space. And that's why I like to pendulum here, and this is automatically, I've created motion and space now. I have space between his head and my chest. I can get my frames in, and now I'm creating more motion, creating more space, and now I get into my turtle. Okay? So that part clear. So because I think we'll just practice getting into turtle, and then we'll start going from there what his first reactions are going to be and how we can start blocking his counters. Okay? Let's work on it. Okay. So everyone's turtling well. So let's start with sort of our always so that the cameras can see. Okay, so let's start with the first sort of, this is a bit of a preemptive defense. So we're starting the same way, doing all the same things, and essentially, not yet. So from here is where I'm going to start defending the front headlock, actually, okay? So what I'm going to do is with this hand, I'm actually going to come, grab on his tricep, and I'm going to pull in as I come up on the turtle, okay? Try to front headlock.
No way.
Yeah, exactly. And so from here I can start bringing this in, arm drag, and then I can start chasing the back. Okay? And try to do it with the headbutt I just gave Jan. Okay? So, again, this is kind of using his instinctive response. Because again, when my head is closer to him, his instinct is to start grabbing my head and going for front headlocks. Since we know that's his instinct, we can plan for it. So it's going to be less effective for him to go to my back just because it's a much longer distance and he's most likely going to go for the head. So we use that. We come here, and the minute I bring the hand in here, I immediately grab, turn this way, turn this way. Yeah, so when I start going up into the turtle, I'm coming in, grabbing, and I'm not just holding it here, I'm pulling it down and bringing my elbow up and going for my turtle. Now I can go for the wrist, pull it to the side, arm grab, and start chasing this back. Okay? And really important, when we're in that arm drag position, from here, I don't want to do this, because now he just tries chasing my back. Okay? Once you arm drag, get your ear to his back and put weight on him. And then immediately start covering his hips, and this is where we can start bringing him back down, chasing the back, and all sorts of fun stuff from there. Okay? Anyone want to see that one more time? I think that one's fairly simple. The main thing is, this is a dynamic turtle, okay? This isn't the Prit Mikkelsen passive defensive turtle where you just sit like this and do nothing, okay? The idea is, without you just kind of give the idea, I'm not waiting till I finish the turtle. I'm coming in, and as I'm going into the turtle, I'm taking that grip I need, okay? So always keep that in mind. Don't think turtle, grab, think grab while turtling, okay? Don't wait for your opponent to be able to get a front headlock, okay? Yep. So let's give this one a try, and then we'll go to what happens if we time that badly and he gets the front head, okay? Next level, again, same beginning. So we're coming here, turtling to the inside, but this time I'm a little late, and as I'm going for Ariane's arm, he goes ahead, goes around with this arm, okay? So now again, we're going with what we know from the front headlock, okay? If Jan has this arm, or has this chin strap, his next motion is going to be locking hands, okay? So I don't want him to get that, but at the same time, I know he's going for a front head, so I don't have to ask myself what his next motion is. If he's got one hand on my arm, I know he's going for this one. And yeah, I just did it without even thinking about it. This is my next option. So like we're here. So I'm starting to turtle up. I see he gets that arm around my hand, and I immediately intercept the other hand. Okay? And again, I'm trying to block the front headlock. So once I get this one, change hands, go for an arm drag, step out, and same idea. And then start chasing the back again. Okay? Again, this is you need to use your knowledge of what your opponent's most likely going to do. If he gets a chin strap, he's not going to go for my back, because that's kind of a waste of motion. So you know if he has a chin strap, the next motion is going to be locking the front head. So we know we lost this one, so we immediately go for second option, okay? So we're here. Going around. Start going in. He gets the first one, so I go for the second one. Okay? Change grips. Do an arm drag. Step out, pull my head up. And start chasing the back again. Okay? So, let's give this one a try, and then we'll go for what happens if we're really, really late. This time, we're going under the assumption that we are epically late. So I come here, same entry as before, but as I'm coming up, Jan is able to get a front headlock. Okay? So I have a couple of options from here, depending on how he is kind of laid out. If he's in this position like he is right now, we're just going to assume that we catch this still fairly early. We can do something called a fat man roll. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this arm and pin his elbow and kind of pull it in. Step out and look up. And from here, doing this eye control. Okay? This is when he's not got his base really sprawled out yet. So, again, this is going at the idea I'm not falling asleep and just letting him grab stuff, so I'm being active in the turtle. This is all, I think, kind of the mentality you should have when you're doing this kind of an escape is less of a jiu-jitsu guy where you do this, then you do this, then you do this, and a bit more of a wrestler where you want to constantly be in motion, constantly doing stuff. You're not waiting for things to be finished. The minute you can grab something, you grab it and start doing it, okay? So, the fat man roll, it's actually really simple. And when things are in motion, you can land this a lot, is when you let things settle in, then you're not going to get this in. So if I come in here, I get this. And if I don't wait on Jan, I can land this. If we go back, if we come here and I wait on Jan, yeah, now I'm not getting this anymore. If Jan's able to scroll all over me like that, now I'm not getting this anymore. I have to do something different. But if I go back a step, no. Let's say you don't have it front head. Yeah, so, no. Okay. From here, okay, not yet. Right. And let's replay, so I'm going to the turtle and you go for the front head, but if I don't wait, and I immediately go, then I can get it. Okay?
Elbow.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't get quite the elbow, yeah. So, but again, it's more, the elbow is ideal, but it's more, you need him to not be stabilized yet. So if you wait for him to get that sprawled out, stabilized front head, you need to do a different escape. Okay? So let's work on this one, and then we'll do what if he gets his nice, stable, sprawled out, God, I hate this position front headlock. So last one, same idea. Let's just kind of take it from, we're coming from here, same idea, a turtle, but this time not only does he get the nice, good front headlock, he's able to sprawl out on me, and now I can't fat man roll anymore. Okay? So for this one, this is going to look a bit unorthodox. A lot of people try to do some weird stuff, but honestly, I think the best thing to do here is to do the anti-jiu-jitsu thing and stay rolled up. And start standing up. And I can pull my head out. Go ahead, lock it in. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands out. And really important, I want to have a nice distance between my feet and my hands. And I'm going to go up to this 4-point. And from here, what I can do is I can start looking towards this arm. And I can pummel my head out. I know it looks ridiculously simple. I do this all the time. It works surprisingly well. Because, again, we're putting him in kind of a dilemma. Because as long as his hips are on the ground, he's going to have a hard time holding that front headlock.
Yeah, I think I will try to pull you to me and get my legs in, but then also you can just stand up.
Yeah, exactly. The most common reaction I have, and here's where we get a nice dilemma, so again, front headlock. The most common reaction I see, and really important, don't do it here. Bring your arm outside of his elbow. Kind of look up. No. I want my arm, not on my head. Get your arm off my head. Yeah. I want my arm here on the outside of his elbow. I don't want it here, because if it's here, he can collapse. No. If I'm in the front headlock and he connect your hands, and I have my arm behind in front of his elbow, he can collapse this arm now. Go ahead. Yeah, he can collapse this arm. Now he can start going for darces and anacondas, and now I'm in trouble. Okay? So what I want to do is the minute he gets it in, I bring my elbow outside. Now he tries to collapse my arm. Go ahead and try it. This is really strong. Okay? I can hold this really well, especially if I have my hands on the ground, and I can anchor my hands on the ground. Now if he tries to collapse that elbow, this is really strong, and now I can posturing up. And again, if he stays in that sprawled out position, I can pummel my head out. If he does what Jan just did, where I'm here and he tries to start coming back in to reclaim position, go ahead. This is what I can start fat man rolling again. because he has to collapse his base to be able to come back in, and that gives me the one we just did.
Okay.
Okay, so we can play that dilemma there. So we start going up into 4-point to pummel our head up. If he starts catching wind of that, starts to pull it in, then he collapses his base, then we go to the last move we just did. And we have that wonderful dilemma there. So either thing he does, that gives us something we want. Okay?
And when you were demonstrating it, it was much time, but I felt like I could maybe shoot my arm really deep for our one-handed guillotine, because when our arms are both here, then your neck is pretty free. So can I get it deep? Came out.
Yeah, because in order to do that, you take this grip off. You actually make it easier for me to get my head up.
Okay.
Yeah. Because also, you gotta remember, when you're sprawled back like that, your weight's not on my head anymore. And that's gonna be able to let me move my head.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay?
Also bei dem auch, wenn ich scroll und nicht den ganzen Grip und deswegen untergibst du ihn quasi weg.
Yeah. Okay, so let's give that one a couple of reps, and then we'll do some positional sparring.